Oh, actually,
Yeah.
I have a set. I think we have 4 because there's 4 people.
Very good.
Oh, you know what? I
think-
didn't give you guys enough.
No? Isn't
What's
there?
that, 5?
There's 5. I can't count. There's 3 more.
Oh, yeah, I guess there is 5.
I'll see if Lexi will make you a copy.
Is this one mine now?
Okay.
Or is this one yours?
I'm gonna get 2 more copies.
Okay.
Now we got 5.
We've got audio, it's working.
Hey.
So you've got 5 sheets?
Yes, ma'am.
You've got 5 sheets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've got how many, Greg?
I got 5.
I've got 4.
You've got 4, okay. Yep.
Thank you.
You're okay. You're good.
Ready? Okay. The Evansville Town Council meeting of December 8th, 2025 is now called to order at 7 p.m.
Mayor Ernie Blackford,
Here.
Councilmember Dacia Edwards,
Here.
Councilmember Greg Plistek,
Here.
Councilmember Alana Vino,
Here.
Town Attorney Scott Murray,
Here.
Town Engineer Shane Porter,
Here.
Town Treasurer Lexi Erickson,
Here.
Chief of Police Mike Thompson,
Here.
Fire Chief Leo Lawson,
Here.
Public Works Director Robert Llewellyn,
Here.
Town Clerk Janelle Underwood, rest of the citizens.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
All motion?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? All in favor? Motion passed. Number 1, consent of agenda. A, approval of minutes, regular meeting for November 24th, 2025. And B, approval of bills. Do I have a motion?
I move.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussions? All approved? Or I call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Motion passed. Okay. And we will now move on to the public comments. And the public comments, I remind you, are open for 5 minutes. When you come forward, state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Brenna, and I am not a resident of Evansville, but I come to you tonight as a resident, or as a family member, sorry, not as a resident. If you are not aware, the police unit, to use a phrase, our family protecting yours. And to me, that doesn't only refer to the police, it speaks for every first responder in the community. They are a family in ways that many people never get to see. It's not just about the hours they work side by side, it's the way they understand one another, how they communicate, how they move through each day carrying the memories of the difficult and at times horrific things they've witnessed. They choose this profession for many reasons, but one of the biggest is so the rest of us don't have to see what they see. And even more than that, they do it because they have some of the biggest hearts you'll ever find and a deep desire to serve their community. As family members, we support them. We understand why our loved ones leave in the middle of dinner, why they miss birthdays, holidays, school events, and why they face criticism for doing a job few people could ever handle. Because of this shared experience, we become united as a family. We are incredibly fortunate in this community to have some wonderful first responders right here in Evansville. They don't only save lives, they rescue kittens from trees, they comfort people on their worst days, and they go out of their way to put smiles on faces simply by showing up and caring. Our town events such as Halloween, the Santa Parade, bike rodeos, and so much more happen because they love serving this community. Many of us members love helping them make these events a reality because we share that same love for Evansville like they do. Our family extends even further than the first responders. It extends to the wonderful ladies that we have working upstairs and our wonderful public works team. Every person in this community keeps this going, even our residents. Thank you all for being part of our Evansville family. I am truly excited to see our family coming back together because when our family reunites, the entire community rises with it. We will continue to create moments that aren't about politics, but about the simple joy of being human. Evansville is at the best when it stands united. Our last 13 months, Evansville has experienced destructive and toxic leadership from several elected individuals, but Evansville is overcoming that hardship and entering a period of healing and renowned direction. I found something I would like to share that I believe has relevance to this. When righteous people lead, the people rejoice because their governance is guided by principles that bring good to the community. And as we also know, we depraved, deceitful person rules, the person groan and mourn because leadership driven by selfish or harmful desires always brings pain. This is why strong, steady, and professional leadership matters. It's how Evansville continues to be the great town it's always been. There's a saying, America is a tune. It must be sung together. It's time again for Evansville to sing together and move past the hostilities that were created by a few individuals here. So with that, I want to give a big congratulations to Mayor Blackford. I believe in you. I know you will do great for the town, and you are truly what this town deserves. You will do amazing. I already see smiles more throughout the employees here and more through my family and more positivity throughout the town. It's something to be celebrated. And to the Evansville family, thank you for your service and thank you for being dedicated to this town through everything that you guys have been through. And have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone who wants to follow that up?
Hi, I'm Phil Gerke out of the 644 Eagle Trail, and yes, it's not fair that I have to follow that up, but I would like to thank the mayor and the council for the quick approval on the nativity set. We had a bunch of volunteers show up Friday night and all day Saturday, and we got them all painted. Robert has picked them up, and hopefully they'll be mounted pretty soon. I'm sure that's going to be fun out there in the wind, but anyway, and I didn't have anybody sign a waiver, so I'm not going to mention their names that came out and helped. But the one I did want to mention was Bailey Ace Hardware on East 2nd Street furnished all the paint, and that was, I'm sure, quite an expense. The union for the fire department offers some funds, but we didn't need those because we had citizens that stepped up and donated enough things that we were able to get through it. So anyway, it was kind of a fun project, and they look so much better. But the rumor is that they've been up there for 22 years. So I figure if we can get another 4 or 5 out of them, we'll be doing good. But hopefully that'll happen. Thank you.
And Phil,
Yes.
you said that was Ace Hardware on 2nd Street?
Yes.
that donated
Yes.
paint?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, good. Hoorah to them.
Yes. Very, very nice people. So anyway, it's nice to see community members step up, and everybody did. And everybody had way more talent than I do because they wouldn't let me paint. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gertie.
Thank you.
We have time for one more.
You have the floor.
I, as well, cannot follow up with what Brenna said, but I have a statement that was asked for me to read from several people who will remain anonymous. However, I just want everyone to know that these are not my words. This is just purely my voice to speak these words. And I just ask that please don't come for me. I'm just reading the words of that other people have read. Okay. After reading the multiple posts that have been circulating on social media and with news organizations, with the ex-mayor Candace Machado play acting a degree of victimization, we feel that some clarification and perspective from actual employees of the town of Evansville needs to be shared publicly. Due to legitimate concerns about retaliation from the ex-mayor and her close associate who remains on the town council, we will remain anonymous. However, I speak not for myself, but on behalf of the dedicated employees of this town. I speak on behalf of the town employees who have experienced the events described below firsthand. What will be stated are facts, not conjectures or opinions from the people who endured months of bullying, intimidation, manipulation under Mayor Machado's so-called leadership, and direct quotes from Mayor Machado's public statements will be utilized for context and comparison. The reality behind Machado's inclusiveness narrative. Mayor Machado built her platform on inclusiveness, mental health advocacy, transparency. Initially, she had the full support of the town employees who believed in her message. However, once elected, she used her position not to uplift others, but to control and intimidate her employees. On November 1st, 2025, Mayor Machado publicly stated, "I will not support or be a part of a system that fosters silence, discrimination, sexism, religious preference, racism, bigotry, harassment, adult bullying, staff lies, stalking, lying, manipulation, or elected official behaving inappropriately behind the scenes," end quote. Yet, Mayor Machado's actions were direct contradictory to this statement. Mayor Machado consistently fostered a silence of her employees, fostering the harassment of her employees, bullying her employees, attempted to manipulate her employees, and created an environment of fear and intimidation. At the end of her tenure, she had no respect of the overwhelming majority of the employees employed by the town. Numerous employees submitted complaints to their department heads regarding her threats, bullying, and unethical conduct. She routinely threatened termination for those who disagreed with her. She manipulated and coerced staff, undermining both moral and trust across every department. She targeted specific employees due to a difference of opinion, sex, race, religion, or personal beliefs that did not align with her own. And with the threat of termination, silenced an employee who spoke unfavorably about her. She conducted unwarranted and unethical investigations, personally not utilizing the proper policy-driven avenues, and when the investigations were found to be groundless or baseless, she continued to target the same employees. Yet, when substantiated complaints were made to her, she unfounded those complaints due to her friendship with those involved and retaliated against those who retaliated against those reporting employees. She didn't create a culture of inclusiveness. She created a culture of fear and toxicity. She controlled what we could say, tried to control what we could think and how we could feel. The same mayor who preached against bullying was one bullying her staff behind closed doors. The same mayor who claimed to defend mental health was the one destroying it. As she declared, "I will not be a part of a system that fosters silence, discrimination, adult bullying, or manipulation." But this is exactly the system she built, and we were the ones embedded inside of it. Mayor Machado additionally openly expressed her disdain, stained multiple times, and even publicly, she, quote, hates old white men in positions of power, end quote. She displays this she displayed this contempt in public forums and in her interactions with elected officials across the state. Mayor Machado public statement includes disbarring remarks towards colleagues and elected officials further fueled the climate of division, prejudice, and hostility. Mayor Machado frequently disregarded the town's established policies and employee handbook, which is very framed in framework meant to ensure fairness, consistency, accountability, and protection for all employees. She overstepped her authority, citing the mayor power to justice for her actions. Dispersed decisions which contradicted the town policy. Mayor Machado additionally began obstructing the department heads and functionally their departments. She stripped department heads of their authority, inserted herself in personal decisions in direct violation of policy, and she involved herself in employees' evaluations, decisions of paying increases, hiring or termination decisions, and undermining established processes for disciplinary action. By doing so, she eroded professional boundaries and created instability throughout the organization. Mayor Machado additionally superseded some department heads' decisions and forced conformity with her decisions in the place of our established policies, practices, and procedures. Meaningful discussions disappeared in their place. We experienced an environment where communication was replaced with commands and threats instead of collaboration. Instead of conversations, we were met with unanimous instead of leadership. She forced the environment of intimidation and coercion. Mayor Machado did not choose to grasp an understanding of state statute of employee law. She consistently threatened termination without an understanding that even through Wyoming, that is a right to work state, she would still need to articulate cause for termination. And again, due to her disregard for policy and procedure, she did not comprehend that a termination would still have to be in accordance with the written established policy and procedures of the town of Evansville.
Councilman Edwards, if I can interrupt for a second.
Yes.
I think that we're probably past our 5-minute mark on public comments, so I'm not sure how the council would like to handle that, but if that's the manner in which this is being presented, then I think.
I understand. I do want to let you guys know that there are copies that are out there for anyone who needed them. I was just asked to read it. I tried to do the best that I can. And so I just, if anyone would need a copy that's in the audience, there are copies available. Thank you.
Is there much more?
There's a little bit more. I can go to, there's an in part that just,
It looks like there's several pages.
There is.
So I think since there's already copies,
Okay.
I think everybody gets the gist of it. So if anybody wants copies, then
there are copies available as well.
let's get them to them after the meeting. Let's go on with the meeting.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Councilwoman
Yeah.
Edwards. Are there any other comments? Are there any other comments? If there's no more comments, we will close the public comments. Public comments are closed. Item 3, approval of daycare licenses.
Mr. Mayor and Council, brought before you tonight is an application for daycare, Little Scholars Playhouse to be located at 440 Lyric Lane. This is a new daycare that is being proposed because the Imagination Station is closing December 23rd. And so she would like to open up this new daycare starting January 5th. And so I would ask that this is brought before you tonight for approval contingent upon her receiving her approvals from the Department of Family Services. And I will note that Fire Chief Nelson has been over and completed fire inspections on the property, went back today to re-inspect some work that needed to be updated and completed, and it's presented tonight for approval, contingent upon approval from the Department of Family Services.
So that approval from Family Services is the only thing that's keeping her from opening up now?
Correct. The Department of Family Services will not allow for anybody to apply for a daycare license 30 days prior to opening. So she wants to open the 5th of January, so the soonest that she could apply for a license would have been December 5th.
Okay. With that contingent in mind, do I have a motion?
I so move. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, I call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. We also have on here the appointment of Public Works Director. I'm going to ask Janelle to fill in a little bit on this.
Mr. Mayor, Council, brought before you tonight is an opening that will become available for the Public Works position as the individual is asked to step down. So the town started looking for somebody to fill that position back in September. And I think Mayor Blackford now has a name to bring forward to the council to ask for the approval of the nomination for Public Works Director. This is a position that, if everything goes well with the fire department, it's anticipated that he will take that position effective January 5th. But a lot of it's just gonna depend on if the fire department is able to fill the vacancy that they're attempting to fill. They've got to do some background inspections and stuff. So the hope is January 5th, he would take that position over.
The name that's up for Public Works Director is Dan Corson. So with that, and what Janelle covered as far as when he can take over and everything comes together, I ask for a motion.
I move.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, no discussion. I call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Congratulations, Dan.
I was trying to stay quiet back here. Well, thank you, guys. Appreciate the nomination. Look forward to serving the town in a different light. I've been with the town for 18 years, last 14 with the fire department, and looking forward to doing the public works stuff. So anyway, thanks, guys. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Now you're up, Shane.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Just have a few things tonight, kind of the standard items I've been presenting. First one is the application for payment number 5 for Wayne Coleman Construction on the Mesa project. The total of pay estimate number 5 is $447,587.13. We're holding 5% retainage, so the total retainage is $22,379.36. So the total due for pay request number 5 is $425,207.78, and $22,379.36 will be placed in the joint retainage account. So recommend a motion to pay Wayne Coleman Construction for pay application number 5.
Do I have a motion to pay Wayne Coleman?
I move.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
So So on the same project, I have draw request number 5. This is a reimbursement for invoices for design and construction engineering and Wayne Coleman Construction's pay application number 4 that would have been approved last month. The total of the invoices for this draw request is $386,717.36. The grant covers 88%, so the total draw request is $340,311 even. This leaves a total remaining balance on the grant of $7,197,969 even. The town will receive additional reimbursement for these invoices from the other 4 parties that are involved, which is Advanced Casper, Mesa Solutions, True Land and Realty, and Hat 6 Wildcat LLC. Their reimbursement will be in the amount of $42,732.27. So it leaves the town responsible for $3,673.81 for this invoice for draw request number 5. So recommend a motion to have the mayor sign and submit draw request number 5 for the Mesa project.
Do we have a motion for this drawdown?
I'll motion. Alana can have it.
Sure. I think we all went for it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Who seconded?
Deja, okay.
No discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion pass.
All right, thank you. And then last item is application for payment number 5 for the sidewalks project. The total pay request is $73,240. We've reached the total retainings that we're going to withhold, a total of 5%. So we're not holding any for this pay request. So the total amount due is $73,240 even. So recommend a motion for the town to pay Trito Construction for pay application number 5 for the sidewalks project.
Okay, do I have a motion to pay Trito?
I move.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? No discussion, I call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Vote passes.
That's all I have for tonight.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the engineer's report?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, we will now open up the floor for the interviews for the vacant council seats. And the order that you're called up is totally random, so I will turn this over to Janelle to call forward first.
So the first person that I've got that submitted a letter of interest for an interview tonight is going to be Phil Gerke.
Okay. Phil, could you come forward?
Couldn't hear you, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You get to be first
I'm
up
the deaf
next,
guy in the
Becky.
back.
Okay, we have some questions for you
Okay.
here. And I think we'll start with questions from Alana. Would you start us out with?
Okay, I didn't know if we let them talk and then we do it, or how
Oh,
that
I
works.
don't know. I'm new to this.
I remember.
I think we just went into questions.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, why do you want to sit on town council and what qualifies you to do, what qualities do you have to contribute to the council?
Okay, I've been on the council before, and I left about a year ago now. Anyway, and I think all of that stuff is behind us, and I don't think we need to talk about it anymore. It's over. And I think, in my opinion, we need to, as a council, start looking forward. We need to, there's a lot of things going on. Some of the things that concern me are when they close the Bar None School. That means now they've closed Bar None, they've closed Mills, they've closed Mountain View. I think we need to be a little bit proactive in making sure that we get to keep our school. I have seen some good news that I think they're getting ready to spend $220,000 on some new playground equipment, but in the past, that's not really stopped them from closing a school anyway. So I think we really need to, our population needs to get to 4,000. We need to come up with a way to get that building started. And I know we're kind of landlocked, but I think we need to really start working on that because, you know, you guys have probably seen in the news where now the Wyoming legislature is looking at eliminating the property tax. Well, I don't know where the revenue is going to come from, but I think we need to be prepared ahead of time. And I'm a sincere believer in negotiation. We don't need to get confrontational with anybody. We need to actually be able to sit down and talk with our legislators and our governor and whoever else that we need to do. And I think we need to be a little bit closer to working with like Casper and Bar None and Evansville or Mills, because we're all one community in Natrona County, and we just have separate separate governments. Some of the things that I just really think that we need to do a lot of looking forward. I know we've done a lot of things on the commercial side, but I think we need to really we need to gain 1,000 people, and that's got to come from someplace. And I just think that's going to take a lot of work.
Thank you, Phil. I got the next question.
Okay,
I'm just gonna ask if you can keep it under a minute.
under a minute. Okay.
It's my
Well, you know
personal
me. I
question.
can go on and on.
That's why I'm interrupting you.
Okay.
Okay, what does being on council mean to you? Describe in detail.
I retired completely back in June, and I got to say, my time on the council, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think I worked really hard at it, and I tried to do what I thought was good for the town. And I completely retired in June, so now I have lots of spare time to spend to do whatever duties we need to do.
Thank you.
Okay. I got the next one. What are your individual goals for council? Do you have a direction you would like to see the town move in? Which I think
I think I've probably
already answered.
discussed a lot of that,
Part of
and I just think we need to be looking to the future and forget about the past, and we need to really look at the future and have a long-range plan to get things done.
Thank you.
Do you plan to run for council in the next election? Do you think you have any personal or professional relations that could become a conflict of interest while serving as a council person?
I don't think I have any conflicts or anything, and yes, I do.
Yes, you'll run.
Yes, I will
Okay.
run, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Luana,
sorry, that goes back
around
to me.
you.
Define what working as a team means to you.
I've always tried to work with things, and I've always been in a position where lots of times I was the leader of that team, but people have to work together, and everybody's got to pull their weight, and I think it takes a lot of different opinions to get things done. Just because I think something's a good idea, I'm open to suggestions that it's not, and vice versa, I hope.
Okay, if you could describe to us the involvement with town council you had in the past year.
In the past year, okay. I've had quite a bit. A couple of the things that I did get done is I really pushed hard to get the mailbox area up on Platt up there, to get that either concreted or paved or something, and that's all been done. The railroad crossing on Curtis, I've given that 2 valiant attempts, and I would sure love to give it a third one. And working with the railroad is something that everybody ought to enjoy just one time in their life. So But I hopefully some of those relationships that I had are still there. But the railroad has a tendency to move people on every 2 years. So, we'll see what happens there.
Thank you.
What is your approach to handling controversial and complicated issues?
Well, disagreements are always going to come up, but I think it's really important to sit down and talk those out and be open about them. And I guess that's really kind of my philosophy. So, and I've worked with everything from having 5 people in my office to having over 200. So I've got lots of experience with working with people, and the job that I just left in June, we worked remotely, but I had people from all over the country and all different backgrounds that we had to work with on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything else that you want the community to know about you in consideration of being selected for town council?
Other than that, I moved here in 2016, and I've grown to love this community. It's just reminds me of the town that I grew up in Montana, and I think there's a lot of awesome people here, and I just really, really like being here, and I've got the time, and I think I've got the expertise, and I'd love to put that to use.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions we have for
Okay.
you, Phil.
Thank you.
Very much.
If you're ready, Randy Hickson is the next person that submitted the letter of interest.
Daisha, can you start us out on this
Sure.
one?
Why do you want to sit on town council, and what qualities do you have to contribute to council?
Well, I think sitting on the council just give a good opportunity to serve the community. I do what I can to try to help out. Going along with my schedule, it's kind of limited, but I think this will be a good opportunity for me to step forward and be able to do something meaningful.
What does being on council mean to you? Describe in detail.
Well, I think being on council is an opportunity for just citizens of the town to be able to give service and to have a good say in what goes on and different kinds of projects that are happening, and gives you a little bit more of a voice.
Okay, what are your individual goals for council, and do you have a direction you'd like to see the town move to?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I have any kind of a specific agenda going into this or any intentional plans, but I would like to see a little bit of growth. I like seeing, the sidewalks being put in and things like that happening to make the town safer and a little more beautiful.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So 2-part here. Do you plan on running for council in the next election? And then do you think that you have any personal or professional relations that could become a conflict of interest while serving on council?
I do intend to run. Whether I get the appointment or not, I'll probably try to get on the ballot for the next council. As far as any conflicts of interest, the only thing I could probably think of is I run a business, very small business out of my home, and coming up, I would probably just have to abstain from voting in on that license.
Okay. Okay, we're back to
Sorry.
you, Daisha.
Define what working as a team means to you.
I think working as a team, everybody's got their own individual strengths that they have, and I think that's the most important part of coming as a team is identifying everybody's strengths and working together to utilize those as best where they're needed.
Thank you.
Can you describe any of your involvements with any of the town councils in the last year?
As far as the council itself, I haven't been to any of the meetings or anything. I have watched them on, now that you guys have been streaming them on YouTube for a while. But before that, I really didn't have any complaints or addresses to come to council for.
Thank you.
What is your approach to handling controversial and complicated issues?
Well, I think it's kind of a blanket question. I mean, each
Yes.
individual issue is going to take its own specific ways of dealing with it. But I think as a whole, you just, take into account what people are saying, obviously, but I think it's important to just turn to integrity and make sure that you do what's right.
Thank you.
Good. Luana?
Yep, just finishing writing notes. Is there anything else that you would want council to know about you in consideration of being selected on town council?
Well, I lived here for quite a few years in my early 20s and ended up moving away for a couple years and came back and bought a house in 2011. I've raised my 3 daughters here. My parents live in this town, and I have a lot invested into the town, so I'd like the opportunity to be able to give a little bit more.
All righty, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
Okay, the next name I've got is Breon Hopkins.
He's not here tonight.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so we'll move on. The next name I've got is Dale Sheldon.
and Luana? you
Yep.
start us off.
Okay, why do you want to sit on town council and what qualities do you have to contribute to council?
Well, I believe that serving on the town council is a responsibility, a civic duty. It's to be taken very seriously. I have a good understanding, I believe, of civics and the state constitution, the U.S. Constitution. And I have good understanding what the council, what its duties are, responsibilities.
Okay, what does being on council mean to you? Describe in detail. Kind of.
Well, the council's duty is basically to administer the city, to make sure that the citizens get the essential services that they need, make sure that the streets are plowed, the garbage is picked up, the streets and those streetlights, everything is maintained, and just as those essential services are met.
Thank you.
What are your individual goals for council? And do you have a direction you would like to see the town move in?
Well, no, again, I believe that the council should run the city. I believe in fiscal responsibility and just that those essential services are performed.
Okay,
Do you plan to run for council in the next election? Do you think that you have any personal or professional relations that could become a conflict of interest while serving as a council member?
Yes, I plan to run. And I don't know if I have any, I work for a general contractor, so I don't know if that would preclude them from bidding on any contracts or anything like that. But that's the only thing I could think of.
Define what working as a team means to you.
Well, working as a team is, it's pretty self-explanatory. Working as a team, getting along with everybody and coming to a consensus. I believe that the team is more than just the city council. It's all the town employees and everybody. But it's getting the job done.
All right, describe your involvement you had with the town or the town council in the last year.
I haven't had a whole lot. It's been a while since I've been in any council meetings. I do get I'll pick up the notes of the council meetings, and I look those over.
Thank you.
What is your approach to handling controversial and complicated issues?
Well, I'm not afraid of controversy. It has to be handled. And as far as complicated issues, I'll learn about the issue if I don't understand it. You know, I'm not afraid to ask questions and figure out the correct course of action.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you want the community to know about your consideration of being selected for town council?
I've lived here in Evansville, 13, 14 or more years. I'm a precinct committeeman for the Natrona County Republican Party, so someone involved in politics. U.S. Army veteran. And I just believe in government accountability and responsibility. I believe that the government that governs the best governs the least.
Okay. And we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Janelle, next up.
The last person I've got is Chad Edwards.
Good evening.
Am I starting? or-
Start us off,
Okay.
Keisha.
Starting on this one.
Why do you want to sit on town council and what qualities do you have to contribute to council?
I'd like to sit on the town council to serve, just for the betterment of the town, to do what I can to move the town forward.
And what does being on the council mean to you?
On council's service. It's what we do to make sure the town runs smoothly. It's what it's intended for all of us to be here, to keep the town organized, to make sure that our basic services are provided to the citizens, make sure that we can pay the bills, keep the lights on, and keep the town going.
Excellent.
Okay, what are your individual goals for council, and do you have a direction you'd like to see the town move in?
I don't have any particular goals that I come with today. I come to serve on the town just to help and assist. Particular goals, I believe the town needs to focus on infrastructure. I believe there's a lot of things that are very old around the town that cost a lot of money to replace. And if we don't start looking at those now, they're going to catch us by surprise. And we're going to be stuck with some very major bills we're going to have to figure out how to pay for.
Do you plan on running for council in the next election? And then do you think that you have any personal or professional relations that could become a conflict of interest while serving on the council?
That's not a commitment I am willing to make at this time as to run right now. I'm just offering to help fill this position. That's a decision that my family and I will have when that time comes. But at this point in time, I'm not willing to commit to that. As far as a conflict of interest, I do not believe I do. I do work for the city of Casper. I do not believe that's a conflict of interest. Actually, I believe it's an asset. So I know context, and as we work together, we are a small community. It is one community. But I work in IT, so I don't feel that will be a conflict to the town.
Define what working as a team means to you.
Working in a team is critical. Multiple heads are better than one. So I think working with a bunch of people, having different perspectives, just builds a better plan. Key is to listen to everybody and to hash out all of those ideas. There's no such thing as a dumb idea. Sometimes I brought up an idea that I thought was just crazy, and as we hash it out, there's viability there. So just working together, listening to everybody, and trying to make the best decision as a group.
Describe your involvement, if any, with the town council over the past year.
Absolutely zero. I have not paid attention to any meetings, anything at all, any way, shape, or form. This is my first involvement with the town council in the last year.
What is your approach to handling controversial and complicated issues?
Head on, bring them out, get them out in front of you. I believe the best way for any situation is to get all the information out. Everybody's there, whether you agree with it or not. At least the information's out. You know where everybody stands. There's no built-up animosity stuff stewing underneath the surface.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you want the community to know about you in consideration of being selected on town council?
I have lived in the town of Evansville for the majority of my life. I've been here many years. I've raised my family here. In fact, one of my children has also chosen Evansville as their home. I have no desire but to continue to move Evansville forward and do the best for the town and continue it for it to be the best place I feel to raise my family.
All righty, thank you. And that concludes our questionnaire panel. So, do I have a motion to go to executive session?
I move.
I'll second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. We will return to executive session at 7:47.